Imagine a world where the lights suddenly go out and they don't come back on. A world where the comforts and conveniences we take for granted vanish in an instant. This is not a dystopian novel or a scene from a disaster movie. It's a very real possibility in our increasingly interconnected and energy-dependent world. Power outages can happen anytime, anywhere, and for any number of reasons. They can last from a few seconds to several days, and in the worst-case scenarios, they may last indefinitely. The causes vary from seasonal storms and natural disasters to human error and infrastructure failures. And then there are the man-made catastrophes, cyber attacks, terrorism, war, that can knock out power across entire regions or even countries. But here's the thing, as ominous as this sounds, it doesn't have to be a doomsday scenario. Yes, the likelihood of long-term or even permanent blackouts is growing. And yes, survival in such situations may require living off the grid, relying on our wits and resources rather than the conveniences of modern life. But that's where preparedness comes in. It's not about living in fear, but about being ready for whatever comes our way. It's about understanding the risks, having a plan, and equipping ourselves with the knowledge and tools to deal with a power-free world. We'll guide you through the different types of power outages, from the temporary and localized to the long-term and widespread. We'll discuss the risks associated with each and the impact they can have on our daily lives. We'll also delve into the essential gear and strategies for immediate needs, lighting, water purification, heating and cooling, as well as longer-term solutions for power generation and storage. And we'll cover the basics of off-grid living, from food storage and preparation to communication and security. With the right knowledge and equipment, however, you can not only survive but thrive in such a situation. In the coming segments, we'll help you understand the risks, prepare for the worst, and equip yourself to live off the grid if necessary. Because when it comes to survival, knowledge is power, and preparedness is key. Understanding the enemy is the first step in preparing for battle. In this case, our enemy is the power outage. To best prepare, we must explore the various types of power outages we may face. First, we have the seasonal blackouts, often caused by natural disasters. Hurricanes, tornadoes, heavy snowfall, and even intense heat waves can lead to power grid failures. In such cases, outages may last anywhere from a few hours to several days, depending on the extent of the damage and the efficiency of the repair crews. Then, there are the catastrophic failures caused by man-made events. These could be the result of cyber attacks on the power grid, nuclear disasters, or even war. In these situations, power outages could last for weeks, months, or even indefinitely, forcing us into an off-grid lifestyle. But what does this mean for our daily lives? Well, let's imagine a day without power. No lights, no heating or cooling, no refrigeration for food or medicine, no running water for drinking, cooking, or sanitation. Communication networks could go down, leaving us cut off from the outside world. Gas stations, ATMs, supermarkets, all would be out of service. In a few days, the lack of clean water and sanitation could lead to the spread of diseases. In a few weeks, food supplies could run out, leading to hunger and desperation. Therefore, the consequences of unpreparedness are dire. It's not just about discomfort or inconvenience, it's about survival. So how do we ready ourselves? Preparation begins with understanding. And that's exactly what we're doing here. We're learning about the risks, evaluating our vulnerabilities, and making plans to mitigate these risks. Whether it's a short-term blackout or a long-term grid-down situation, we'll need solutions for lighting, heating and cooling, water purification, food storage and preparation, communication, and security. In the upcoming sections, we'll delve into each of these areas in detail, discussing the best gear and strategies for off-grid survival. The better we understand these risks, the better we can prepare for them. In the immediate aftermath of a power outage, certain essentials become top priority. Let's delve into these and discuss why they're so important and what solutions can best address them. Firstly, lighting. When the power grid goes down, nighttime becomes a whole new beast. Visibility is key, not just for comfort, but for safety, and to accomplish even the simplest of tasks. Solar-powered lights are a great sustainable solution. During the day, they absorb sunlight and convert it into electricity, which can then be used throughout the night. Rechargeable LED lanterns are another excellent option, providing bright, long-lasting light that can fill a room. And don't forget about glow sticks. They may seem basic, but they require no power source, making them a reliable choice for emergency situations. Next on the list, water. Without a functioning water supply, access to clean, safe drinking water becomes a pressing concern. Portable filtration devices are compact, easy to use, and can remove most contaminants from any water source. Solar distillation setups are another effective method, using the sun's heat to evaporate water and then condense it, leaving behind impurities. Both options can provide you with clean water, free from reliance on the grid. Finally, let's talk about temperature regulation. In extreme weather conditions, maintaining a comfortable indoor temperature can be a matter of survival. Non-electric heating solutions such as wood stoves and propane heaters are a boon in colder climates. For those in warmer areas, passive cooling techniques and solar-powered fans can help keep temperatures down. Remember, each of these essentials, lighting, water, and temperature regulation, play a vital role in ensuring your immediate safety and comfort during a power outage. Having the right gear and knowing how to use it can make all the difference when the lights go out. With these essentials covered, you'll be well equipped to weather the initial stages of a power outage. While immediate needs are crucial, long-term survival requires a sustainable source of power. To truly become self-reliant when off the grid, we must harness the power of the sun, wind, and water. Solar power systems are a cornerstone of off-grid survival. Solar panels absorb sunlight, transforming it into electricity. This power can then be stored in batteries for use when the sun isn't shining. But how do you choose the right setup? Well, it comes down to your specific needs. Do you need to power a few lights and charge a phone? Or are you looking to run a refrigerator and other essential appliances? The size, number, and efficiency of your panels, along with the capacity of your batteries, will depend on these demands. However, solar power isn't the only option. For those lucky enough to live in windy or water-rich environments, wind turbines and hydropower systems can be excellent additions to your energy plan. Small-scale wind turbines convert wind into electricity, while hydropower systems use flowing or falling water to generate power. Each has its own benefits and limitations. Wind power, for instance, can be inconsistent, depending on your location and the time of year. Hydropower, on the other hand, requires a reliable and reasonably powerful water source. And let's not forget about energy storage. It's all well and good to generate electricity, but you also need a way to store it for times when the sun isn't shining, the wind isn't blowing, or the water isn't flowing. This is where batteries come in. From lead acid to lithium-ion, each type of battery has its own pros and cons related to lifespan, capacity, price, and environmental impact. By harnessing the power of nature, you can create a reliable and sustainable off-grid energy system. Remember, the goal isn't merely to survive, but to maintain a certain level of comfort and convenience, even when the grid is down. Survival is more than just staying alive. It's about maintaining a level of comfort and normalcy in challenging circumstances. When it comes to long-term sustenance, food storage and preparation are key. Stockpiling non-perishable food items is a good start, but there's more to it. A pantry filled with canned goods and dried foods might get you through the initial stages of a power outage. But what about when those supplies start to dwindle? That's where efficient cooking and preservation methods come into play. Solar ovens, for instance, harness the sun's energy to cook meals without using fuel or electricity. Similarly, fuel-efficient wood stoves can double as heat sources and cooking appliances, making the most of the resources at hand. But remember, variety is crucial to avoid food fatigue. That's when the same old meals lose their appeal, and your morale takes a hit. Therefore, consider adding seeds for sprouting or gardening to your food storage strategy. They're compact, have a long shelf life, and can provide fresh, nutrient-dense food. Now, let's not forget about communication. In a world without power, staying connected is vital for both practical and psychological reasons. Whether it's to call for help, stay informed about the situation, or simply hear a familiar voice, communication gear is essential. Ham radios, for instance, can pick up a wide range of frequencies, allowing you to listen in on news, weather updates, and emergency broadcasts. Satellite phones, while a pricier option, can make calls from virtually anywhere, regardless of cell tower availability. The bottom line is, surviving a power outage isn't just about making it through the day. It's about maintaining a semblance of normalcy amidst chaos. It's about having warm meals, hearing the voices of loved ones, and knowing you're not alone. With proper planning and preparation, you can maintain a comfortable and connected life off the grid. In a world without power, security becomes a primary concern. Without the protective shield of a well-lit environment and the watchful eyes of a connected community, vulnerabilities can be exposed. This is why, in an extended blackout scenario, having a robust security plan is not merely an option, but a necessity. Let's start with motion detectors. These are your first line of defense, alerting you to any unwelcome visitors. Devices like solar-powered infrared motion sensors are a fantastic choice. They're energy efficient, running on the sun's power, and they'll keep you informed of any movement in your surroundings, day or night. Next up, we have security cameras. In the absence of electricity, solar-powered security cameras come into their own. These devices can provide continuous surveillance around your living space. They can be strategically placed to cover blind spots, entry points, and other critical areas. With features like night vision and weather resistance, they offer reliable round-the-clock security regardless of the conditions. Then there's the matter of personal defense. Now, we're not advocating for violence, but when it comes to survival, it's essential to be prepared to protect yourself and your loved ones. This could mean equipping yourself with non-lethal defense tools like pepper sprays or stun guns, or even learning self-defense techniques. Remember, the goal isn't to harm, but to deter potential threats and ensure your safety. It's also important to mention that security isn't just about protecting your physical space. In an extended power outage, protecting your data and communication lines is equally crucial. This is where devices like encrypted phones and radios come into play, helping to secure your lines of communication from potential eavesdroppers. In the face of uncertainty, these security measures provide peace of mind and a greater sense of control over your environment. They ensure that you're not just surviving in an off-grid situation, but truly living with a level of comfort and safety that brings resilience in the toughest of times. The prospect of a long-term power outage can be daunting, but with the right preparation, it is a challenge that can be met head-on. We've delved into the unpredictable risks, the essential gear for immediate needs, power generation and storage solutions, long-term sustenance, communication, and security measures. The importance of preparedness cannot be overstated. Remember, the key to survival is not just about preparing for the worst, but anticipating and adapting to change.